Start.
Hare Krishna. Can I start?
Yeah, please start.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurom Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guran Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijanasaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamsha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swame Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatayane He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dena Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, children, for joining. Today is the last class of this session. So, most of the children are on summer vacation. I'm happy in spite of which you could make it and join. Thank you. Are you able to see the screen? No. I get a problem. 1 minute. Share screen. Yeah, Hare Krishna. So now we are in the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, the conclusion, the perfection of renunciation. This is where we are. So, as discussed earlier, from 1 to chapter 1 to 12 sloka, freedom from bondage. That means in slokas, Krishna described karma yoga, that is working with detachment. He said we have to keep working, we should never sit idle, but we have to do it with detachment. In the next 5 slokas, he explained the factors of action to give up the doership mentality. And in 18 to 40, how different modes control the activities in that world. That means we know what is good, what is bad. At least by after learning this Bhagavad Gita, now we know what is good, what is bad, what to eat, what not to eat, what to do, what not to do, when to sleep, when to get up, and all that. But because of the modes which are controlling us, the tamoguna or the rajoguna, which is controlling us, we don't do it. So elaborately, he talked from 18 to 40 about the 3 modes, the influence of the 3 modes. Then he talked about the varnashrama dharmas, the importance of what is the quality of each varna. All these things we have talked earlier in the previous chapters, but it is like Krishna recapping all the things, whatever he has told. And then sticking to the importance of sticking, and very clearly Krishna has told the varnas are not due to our birth, but due to our mode of material nature. sticking to that. It means we should not keep jumping from this to that. You take up a job, you keep working. Suddenly, you see your next person doing some business and earning money. Immediately, we say, what is this job I'm getting? I'll also do business. It should not be like that. If the nature of doing business was there in you, naturally it would have come without looking at others. That is the nature. Just by getting this, by seeing that somebody is earning money, you get tempted to do business, and we lose the job and the business also. Why? Because that is not our nature of work. And that's where we see the same business done by two people, one flourishes, one fails. Because his nature is doing business, his nature is not doing business. That's where they lose the small intricacies of the work and then they fail. So even in the class, you should understand which subject I am weak, which subject I am good, what should I do. So you feel you are okay in maths, then your next student start taking tuition in maths. Hey, he's taking tuition, let me also take tuition. That kind of attitude should not be there. You should know what you are, what your mentality is, what your requirement is, and go according to that. You should prescribe as a grown-up. You should be firm on your varnasrama dharma, and as a student, you should be firm on your ideas. Stick to one idea, think properly, and stick to one idea, and then do it. Then later, then he also said, no sin will be incurred if you do as per the instructions of Krishna, right, with the detachment, your varnasrama dharma. That means a Kshatriya can do war, but a Vaishya should not do war. A Sudra should not teach, but a Brahmin can teach. It is not that a Sudra cannot become a Brahmin. By upgrading himself, he can become a Brahmin and then he can teach. But without knowledge, one should not teach. That is what I mean by a Sudra should not teach. That way, we should keep upgrading ourselves, but not jump into others' shoes. Then working with renunciation in Krishna's, in Karma Yoga is what? Once we are, then we should do anything we do, we should do it. We should make sure that it is reaction free. That means even we should not do it in sattva guna also. Sakarma also should not be done, because it will give us a positive punyam, which will again bring us back to this material world to enjoy the positive punyam, which is like a debit, a money in the bank. The example we have taken many times. If you do sakarma, you get, it is like getting money in the bank, positive money. You have 1 lakh rupees in the bank. Then you have to enjoy your money. So for that, you will take one more birth. If you do vikarma, you will get, it is like using a credit card. You will have to pay for it. For paying for it, again, you have to take a life. So you should do only karma, which means no positive, no negative. It should be for the service of Krishna only. And then he talked about this reaction-free work, and then how to develop. One can give up work. That means to enhance our thing, we should know how to do the work for Krishna. Then he talked about Brahman realization, the knowledge about connection. Then the connection between the Lord himself is later discussed, which is nothing but Krishna, that is Krishna consciousness. Then he talked about the Jnana Yoga, which has to be converted, which will have to be transformed into Bhakti Yoga. That means initially you have to get the knowledge, which will automatically, if you get the right knowledge and implement it correctly, understand it correctly, we will go to Bhakti Yoga. Then one has to act in the service of the Supreme Lord, not for the material enjoyment. This is what we have discussed. So today we are going to discuss the last two sections, acting in Krishna consciousness and glories of studying Bhagavad Gita. These two we are going to study now. Okay.
Mataji, can I?
You want to read? Wait, we'll see. Wait. Yeah. Jitesh, start.
Hare Krishna. Sarva karmani api sada kurvano mad vayapsata mad prasada avapnoti savyatam padam avayam. Translation: though engaged in all kinds of activities, my pure devotee under my protection reaches the eternal and imperishable abode my grace. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Though engaged in all kind of activities, my pure devotee, under my protection, reaches the eternal and imperishable abode by grace. That means here again Krishna is very clearly telling that we have to be engaged in all activities. That means we have to do our varnasrama dharma, thinking that I am not going to do any sin, you should not sit at home. So that is very important. My pure devotee. Who is a pure devotee? A person who surrenders to Krishna. Anything he does for Krishna, for the happiness of Krishna, is a pure devotee. And under my protection. A pure devotee will naturally be under the protection of Krishna. Reaches the eternal, that means we will reach Goloka, we will reach Krishna, and imperishable, which is the imperishable abode of the grace. Then imperishable means it's always there, permanent. This material world is temporary, but that spiritual world is permanent. There we will reach by the grace of Krishna. 57. Pushkar, will you read? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji, can you listen me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Please read.
Okay. Chittascha sarvat karmani mai sanyasya matpara buddhi yogamupasrita machita satam bhava. Translation: in all activities, just depend upon me and work always under my protection. In such devotional service, be fully conscious of me. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. In all activities, just depend upon me and work always under my protection. In such devotional service, be fully conscious of me. This is again Krishna is telling how one should do the work. In all activities, depend upon me. That means here we have to be very careful about these words. Depend upon me means not leave everything upon him. Tomorrow there is an exam. I'll depend upon Krishna. He will only make me pass. That is not what is depend upon him. What is always work in my protection. That means we have to work under his protection. Depending upon him means we have to do our duty properly. That means studying for the class is our duty. You do that. And see, even though you might prepare excellently well for the exam, sometimes something can happen which will make, because of which you will not be able to write the exam. That is what is depending upon Krishna. Like, it may not be a true story, but they just tell a story like this. Once, it seems Arjuna and Krishna, as they are friends, they can talk anything, no? Very loosely they can talk. Now, with friends, we talk loosely. Loosely means not bad language, casually we talk. So, you know how Arjuna in the Swayamvaram won Draupadi. So, you know how it is done. There is a Maschyantra, that means a revolving wheel in which a fish is put, and the wheel is on the roof, under the roof. It keeps revolving very fast, and you have to shoot in the eye of the fish. First of all, if you look directly at it itself, shooting is very difficult. But how he has to shoot is, there is a water bowl under the fish on the ground. So he has to look at the shadow of the fish and then look at the eye of the fish in the shadow, not directly, and then shoot upwards into the eye of the fish. Then whoever does it will win over Draupadi. That's what was the competition there. And nobody dare to do it. Forget about hitting it or not is the next question. Nobody could dare do it, but Krishna did it. Then, Arjuna did it. Then Arjuna got it out later. Krishna, it was because of my skill of hitting and bow and arrow, I did it. In everything, it is said that your permission or your intervention is there. What is that you have done? Then Krishna laughed and said, if only I allowed a small breeze to come inside, what would happen? The water there would move, would shake. You know, no? How when there is a small breeze also, sit under the shore of water. If there is a small breeze also, the water will start moving. If it starts moving, Arjuna can never see the eye of the fish and he can never hit. So Krishna laughed and said, if only I allowed a small breeze to come inside, could you hit the eye of the fish? That's all my intervention is. That is how Krishna protects us. So there you should have faith in him. Never think that we are doing it. So, here all activities just depend upon. So here Arjuna has done his duty perfectly, having faith on Krishna, and always work under my protection. In such devotional services, be fully conscious of me while doing. Just remember, Krishna is there. So he will allow me to put the bow onto the fish. Let me do it. That kind of a feeling you should have. Okay. So, so here what is important is we should offer all our activities to Krishna and make Krishna as the life of whole of our life. Always be conscious of Krishna. Just think of Krishna. Anything you are doing, just think, will Krishna treat this work as right? Yes or no? If Krishna won't be happy for it, don't do it. That's all Krishna consciousness is. Every minute, every second, you should remember Krishna. The moment you get up, what will we remember? We will remember the games we are going to play that day, the movies we are going to watch that day. Today is a holiday, enjoy. That kind of a feeling we get. But the first thought should be Krishna. Thank you, Krishna, for giving me one more day of life. We don't know how many people die in the sleep. They just sleep and tomorrow morning they don't get up. So we are so fortunate. We are getting up every morning until we don't get up. Okay, so that is what it is. We should be very conscious. This is the work of this is what is Krishna consciousness. We should always work for the pleasure of Krishna. This should be done under the guidance of a pure devotee, not on our own. That means here what I said, you have to just think, will Krishna be happy? Unless you don't have a guidance of a pure devotee, whatever comes into your mind, we will think, Krishna will like, I'll skip my study and go and play football. Will Krishna be happy? If there is no proper guidance, he'll be happy. Why he won't be happy? He also played in his childhood. I will also play. Why he won't be happy? That kind of a wrong decisions will come. So that is where the intervention of a guru is required. Not that every day you call your guru and say, should I play football? Should I play basketball? Should I study? Should I go for a movie? Total guidance, overall guidance you should take from your guru. The guru, a Siksha guru you should have, and then take guidance from them. And the Siksha guru should be a pure devotee who has understood Bhagavad Gita and is practicing it. Just by studying and leaving it, nobody becomes perfect. Only we become perfect. The correct understanding will be there when we practice it. That is what is being Krishna consciousness. Yeah. Harshit, 50.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Machchitta sarva durgani mat prasada trayasyasi ata chetvam ahankaram nasvashasi vikanshasi. If you become conscious of me, you will pass over all the obstacles of conditioned life by my grace. If, however, you do not work in such consciousness, but act through a false ego, not hearing me, you will be lost. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. If you become conscious of me, that means if we are all Krishna consciousness, that means conscious of me means remembering Krishna. What is becoming conscious of me? When your parents are in the house, your very consciousness, Father is there. Your consciousness will be different when your father is there. Your consciousness will be different when your only mother is there, when nobody is there. That is what is, that means you are very alert that father is there. If I do this, he'll beat me. My only mother is there. Okay, she'll shout at me. If nobody is there, chill, enjoy. That means every moment we are very observant who are around us. But what we should remember is that Krishna is always around us. He is always not around us, within us. So there is no question of he missing us out. You pass over all the obstacles of conditioned life by grace, by my grace, by Krishna's grace. So if you are conscious of Krishna means if you are conscious of your father that he will not allow you to do wrong things, what will you do? You will do right things. So you will be under, your father will be happy with you and he will bless you with all things required for you. I am not saying whatever you want. He will always give you whatever you rightly deserve or whatever you rightly require. That way, Krishna also will pass us all the obstacles and then we will be under the grace of Krishna. If, however, you do not work in such consciousness, but act through false ego, not hearing me, you will be lost. Why we don't hear to anybody? Tell me. When your father says, you hear. But when your grandfather or somebody says, you won't hear. Why? Because you think these grandparents are old. They don't know anything. That means you should, that is the false ego. You are so small and you think those people with 60 years of 70 years of age with so much of life experience, now they may not be doing anything. But once they have led their life successfully, that's how we are here today. We think they don't know anything because they are not doing anything. That is false ego. We should know that others know better than us. So like that, we think Krishna also doesn't know anything. Krishna is not seeing. He won't know. He will excuse me today. And like that, if you think, and then not hearing to Krishna, that means sitting inside your heart. Krishna is always alerting you. Who is telling you tomorrow there is an exam study? It is Krishna sitting inside you. When you're doing something wrong, who is telling you? It is Krishna inside you telling you that you will be lost. You'll be lost means you'll get into a wrong track. You are not in the right track. Jitesh. Jitesh? Hare Krishna. Jitesh, are you there?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Yad ahana karma asritya nayosta iti manyase mityasa vyasa te parititevam nyokshatya. Translation: if you do not act according to my direction and do not fight, then you will be falsely directed by your nature. You will have to be encouraged in warfare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. If you do not act according to my direction and do not fight, then you will be falsely directed. So here Krishna is indirectly telling him that you have to fight. Krishna is telling Arjuna, you have to fight. If you do not act, after hearing all this also, if you don't fight, and then you will be falsely directed. That means you will take a wrong direction by nature. That means how will you take? That is our nature. You will have to be there the sentence stop. By nature, you will have to be engaged in warfare because you are a Kshatriya. If not in Kurukshetra war, some other war you have to fight. From his childhood, Arjuna has been fighting only because that is his nature. So even now, just now, because he is thinking that he is going to kill his relatives, he is thinking that he should not fight. But That is his nature. So if he goes and starts begging in the village also, when there is something wrong is happening, he can't keep silent, because the blood in the body will boil. Hey, something is happening wrong. Here he is not able to fight because his grandfather, friends and uncles are getting killed. But there is nobody. He will naturally do the fight. That means he cannot lead his life as a beggar or a sannyasi. He has to fight. So Krishna is telling, if you are falsely directed but by your trigunas, then you will lose it. You will have this problem. So here the false ego will again prevail, that I am doing it. I have to, if I will kill them. That kind of a false ego, if Arjuna gets, he will not hear to Krishna, and then he will not do the war. So by nature, he will have to fight, and then he will lose the purpose of his life is lost. 60. Harshit. Harshit. All of you be ready. Automatically keep yourself muted and then study. Read.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah.
स्वभावजेन कौन्तेय निबन्धः स्वेन कर्मणा कर्तुं नेच्छसि यन्मोहात् करिष्यसि avasophi apitat. Under illusion, you are now declining to act according to my direction, but compelled by the work born of your own nature, you will act all the same, O son of Kunti.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Under illusion, you are now declining to act according to my direction, but compelled by the work born of your nature, you will act all the same, O son of Kunti. Here Krishna is telling Arjuna, here, because of illusion, that means you are just thinking that Krishna, that I am going to kill everybody. You don't want to fight. That is illusion. Whether you fight or not, kill or not, one day they will die. So you are not stopping them from death. So by illusion, you are declining to act according to my instruction. Krishna has asked him to do the fight. He is not doing, thinking I am going to kill all of them. But compelled by the work born of your nature is to fight. You will act the same. If not here, somewhere else you will do. You will do. O son of Kunti, by your nature, by your natural this thing, you will do fighting only. So here, we normally, there are two things. One is our nature, one is the instructions of our parents. So we normally try to think that we are doing, but we should go as per the instructions of the right people. So here, what Krishna is trying to tell Arjuna is that here Arjuna is not doing the fighting because of his karma yoga. That means not as as what he has to do, but he has to do it in a bhakti yoga. That means as an instruction from the Lord, the supreme authority himself. So as the nature he will do. So as a bhakti, Arjuna has to do the fighting. Yeah. 61. Pushkar? Pushkar?
Yes, Mataji. Sarva Bhutanam. Mataji, your voice is breaking.
Not my voice, my throat is gone. Ishvara Sarva Bhutana.
Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Ruddesi Rujna Tishathi Brahmanyan Sarva Bhutani Yantra Yudyani Mayaya. The Supreme Translation. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wandering of all living entities who are seated as on the field energy. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart. We all know this. Oh, just now also I told, He is in our heart. O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living beings. He is directing. You do this, you do that, you do this, you don't do that. Who are seated as on a machine. Like means a car is there, like our body is a car. We have to guide that. Unless there is a driver, we can't do it. Made of the material energy. The body is made up of this material energy, and the Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart. And so He is guiding us. If the car doesn't obey the driver and then goes as it is, suppose the brake fails and the driver tries to put the brake, it doesn't work. What will happen? It will meet with an accident. That way, so here the yantra, what Krishna is talking is the body. So, so we should not forget that we have to obey the Supreme Lord. So here we have to always remember that the Supreme Lord always is with us and always keeps guiding us. Yeah, next, Jitesh.
Hare Krishna. Tam eva saranam gacha sarva bhevan bharata tatvasdat paranam santim santanam padayas savat sasvatam. Translation: O skin of Bharata, surrendering unto him utterly, by his grace you will attain transcendental peace and the supreme and the eternal abode. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. O sons of Bharata, surrender unto him utterly. In these two slokas, Krishna is telling in a different way to surrender unto Krishna only, that I am guiding you. Please surrender unto me. But surrender unto Krishna utterly. By his grace, you will attain transcendental peace and the supreme and eternal abode. Like surrender unto him means tell what is. See, you have to depend on Krishna. The way you want to do something, you want to do some major work, some project is given in your class, you have to do it. You break your head, then your father will come and say, okay beta, I'll sit with you and help you. What kind of peace you will get? The moment you think, you only may be doing, but you know your father is there to support and your mother is there to support. Even if you are doing whatever is required, your father will go out and get, your mother will be supporting. Even with whatever ideas he says, no, don't do that. That will, if you do that, it will get spoiled. If you do like this, it will happen. Finally, you are doing, but they are giving you the support. When you know that they are giving you the support and they are behind you to make you do, what kind of peace you will get? No tension at all, because you know the work will be over, because you are having the support of some person whom we can rely upon. So here, whom should we rely upon? On the Supreme Lord. Not that we should not rely on the parents. What I am trying to tell is, always remember that Krishna is guiding us and Krishna is watching us. So we have to always surrender ourselves. Surrender means tell whatever he does. So when do we surrender? Surrender means, okay, tell me what to do, I will do. That is what is surrendering. So that is very important. If you do that, if you have that, if you do that, you will have lot of peace of mind. Next, Harshit. Harshit.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Iti te jnana ahakyatam guhyataram maya vimrasya yetad asena yate chesi tata kuru. Translation: thus I have explained to you knowledge still more confidential. Deliberate on this fully, and then do not do what you wish to do.
Thus I have explained to you the knowledge. Now Krishna is telling, I have told you everything. Still more confidential. So this is a confidential knowledge which I have told you. Okay. See, we talk about Bhagavad Gita, more confidential, and most confidential. We talk as the secret of Bhagavad Gita. What Krishna tells is the great secret. Secret means nothing. Only if you understand, it's open. So here Krishna is telling this is the confidential knowledge. So what is the confidential knowledge he told? He told about the Brahman, about the Lord. That is what we have discussed last week. Now he is telling about the more confidential knowledge, what we discussed just now previously about the Paramatma. That means he is always with us. He is always accompanying us. Now he is telling about the most confidential knowledge. That is next sloka, he will tell us, Sarva Dharman Parityate. So here before telling that, he is telling, thus I have explained you the knowledge still more confidential. Deliberate on this fully. That means believe on this. So concentrate on this, do as per this, and then do what you wish to do. You understand? Think about this and do what you do. So again, Krishna is telling, do. You have to do the work. He is not telling. Like, if your parents tell, you do whatever you want, you are more at leisure and you will do it peacefully. If they say, no, I'm putting the stick behind you, you do it. You get angry or you are under tension like that. Krishna again, any day, even us, we can understand, we know what is right, what is wrong. But Krishna is never compelling us. If Krishna wants to compel us, that is we have the free will. That is what Krishna has given. If he compels us, what will happen? We all do wrong things only. I mean, if he compels us, he will not allow us to do anything of our wish. We will also become like robots. No choice, nothing. So he will never compel. He will only tell us what is right, what is wrong. It is for us to decide. That is the free will what Krishna has given us. We have to use it in the right way. 64. Yeah, Pushkar. Hare Krishna, Pushkar.
Yes, Mataji. Sarvaghuyatam bhuya shrunu me paramam vacha istoshi medradam iti tato vaksyami hitam. Translation. Because you are my very dear friend, I am speaking to you my supreme instruction. The most confidential knowledge of all, hear this from me, for it is for your benefit.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Because you are my dear friend, I am speaking to you my supreme instruction, the most confidential knowledge of all. Hear this from me, for it is for your benefit. So after hearing the total Bhagavad Gita, even though Arjuna understood everything, he might have some doubts. So he will be under confusion. By seeing Arjuna, Krishna can tell that he is under confusion. So he is telling, but to give him clarity, Krishna is indirectly telling him, you do as per I say. That will that means that will give you easiness. So in the next two slokas, that is this sloka and next sloka, Krishna is telling what Arjuna should do. That is nothing but surrender to Krishna. Because you are my dear friend, I am speaking to you from my supreme instruction, the most confidential knowledge of all. Hear this from me, but it is your benefit. So this is the sloka, very important sloka. Which one? Who is now? Jitesh, read. You know this sloka by heart, no?
Man manabhava madbhakto madhyanjammana namaskuru mamyeva satyayam te prajana prayoshimi.
You learned this sloka, you by-hearted, you finished SSP, and again you are reading mistakes in this sloka. You should not. You shouldn't. See, whatever you children are learning now, it should be imprinted in your mind. Forever it should be there. These slokas, SSP slokas, never ever forget. Because they are like Bhagavad Gita to you. Just remember those 100 slokas. Keep memorizing. Weekly once. Just remember, recap them once. What happens is, if they are fresh in your mind, anything you do, what will happen is, it will keep correcting you. So this is such an important sloka which you children should never forget. Man mana bhava mad bhakto. So here Krishna is instructing what we should do. This is actually, even though Krishna is telling Arjuna, it is through Arjuna, Krishna is using him as an instrument, and Krishna is telling us, what is he telling? Always remember me, become my devotee. Worship me and offer your homage to me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. Here, one thing you should not think that Arjuna is Krishna's dear friend. We are also his dear friends only. That is why he is protecting us. That is why he is taking care of us so well. Because Krishna has come to this material world and they are together. The story went on like this. Krishna is telling he is his dear friend. Anybody who surrenders to Krishna is Krishna's dear friend. Why is Arjuna his dear friend? Because he always surrendered to Krishna. Only during this war, Arjuna had a confusion. Otherwise, he has surrendered to him 100%. So, he is a dear friend. So, here, who can surrender to Krishna is the question. See, only sinless people can surrender to Krishna. So this is the last sloka in the 7th chapter also. And here, what about then? In the last sloka of the 7th chapter, it is said only sinless people can surrender to Krishna. That means sinful people are always gone forever. They can never be relieved. That is the question we get. So even though Krishna will accept the sinful people also, when they surrender to him only. So even today we might be sinful people, but by studying Bhagavad Gita or understanding the real truth, one day we can become, we can understand Krishna and surrender to him. So Krishna will clear all the sins. Like we people being human beings, we do either a sakarma or a akarma or a vikarma. So we get into this vicious circle of birth, death, always that. So to get out of it, how to break that circle is, even though we might behave very good, we should surrender to Krishna. That means do everything for the Krishna. Then what will they say? We might have done a lot of sins. We can't imagine the kind of sins we are doing. Even this minute sitting like this, hearing Bhagavad Gita class, also we are doing a sin. Like we are respirating. Lot of germs are going inside and getting killed. That's also a sin. But if we are doing, if whatever we are doing, that time is for Krishna, while doing Bhagavad Gita, you have done it, it will be cleared. So that way, by surrendering, by eating, even though vegetarian food also you eat, you are harming a plant. How are you coming out of it? By offering it to Krishna and making it a prasadam, you are eating it and that sin is not coming to you. So that way, every second, every nanosecond you do a sin. But only by surrendering to Krishna, thinking about Krishna, we are coming out of it. So Krishna is telling you, surrender to me, I will clear all your sins. All karma will be cleared. Finally, see, he says, forget all the above. That means forget what all I told in the above 685 slokas. Just forget. Just surrender on to me. He is only telling all the ignorant people like us, not to really to Arjuna. He's telling, surrender to me. I promise you. Krishna is promising us. We have to remember that. Yeah. Harshit, read. This is also the most favorite sloka, important sloka. 66. Harshit. Are you there, Harshit? Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayashyami ma suchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I will deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. I'm happy you remember the sloka and read it fluently. I'm really happy. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. That means we need not really think about any religious activities or any activities. Surrender unto him. That means keep doing your varnashrama dharma and then if not varnashrama dharma, even this as a brahmachari what should do, as a gruhastha what you should do, as a vanaprastha what you should do, as a sannyasi what should do. Like that every time we have to have one dharma which we have to follow. That is what is our religion. Otherwise, there is nothing like any other religion. The only religion that is available in the world is Hinduism. All that is the ancient religion, the original religion. All the other religions have come just 2000 years like that. Before that, those people are also there. Now, what was their religion? It was Hinduism. Throughout the world, even today, we find our Rama statue, Anjaneya statue, Vinayaka statue, everywhere in the world, even in the Muslim countries, we find in African countries, anywhere you go, you find them. Because those days, if you say Ramarajya means it's not India, it is the whole world. It is the whole world. These big names, if you go to, not Singapore, Malaysia, Singapore. There you see our gods, big statues. The airports are also named by our names only. Why? Because it is their religion also. So, unfortunately, slowly, the power of the people have come down. Everything has split into different countries. And then different religions have come and wrong. Because why all this has happened, what we should understand is, because the right knowledge is not being spread to the children. That means our parents tell us this should not be done, this should be done. Why it should not be done, we are not learning. If we know why it should not be done, then we will follow it and our religion will persist forever. See, I don't know whether I can use that reference now or not. This one movie has come just now. This, what you call this, Kerala story. That is about converting Hindu girls into Muslims and taking them off to different countries and then using them for all terrorist activities. Because why is it happening? Why are these girls, unfortunate girls, young girls studying in the college, why are they getting converted into Muslims? Because they have no knowledge about their own religion. If we have correct knowledge about Hinduism, if some other religion people come and say, you have so many gods, you have no this, you have no this, we will be able to answer them. Or at least we will not hear to them. We will know what they are talking is rubbish. So those in other religions, from the childhood, they teach children, for them, more than the material education, their religious education is very important. But unfortunately, for us, the material education, which is going to give us money or dollars tomorrow, we give more preference to that. So what happens is we don't learn about scriptures. We don't learn about our religion. So when somebody comes and says, my religion says, your religion has this fault, that fault, we have no answer. So to get that answer, not to allow others to brainwash us, we should be strong in our mind, knowing what our religion is. If only we teach our children, if only all you children are very strong about our religion, our Hinduism, our Krishna, our God. People say, you have so many gods. So many gods. Why is our first question. We should know, no, we don't have gods. We should be able to tell them strongly. We have only one God, Krishna. Then who are all others? Then you should give the examples. They are all devatas. It is like Krishna is the prime minister and all the other gods are the ministers of the state. You don't, how many prime ministers? We have only one. And even the ministers are equally respected. Even the ministers are equally worshipped, are equally taken care. Why? Because in turn they are serving the prime minister. That way you should be able to answer them strongly. That is what is religion. Not, somebody laughs at us. We feel so bad. Now after Corona comes, Now we know a lot of things, that cow urine is good, cow dung is good, and then we should wash our hands while coming inside. Lot of things now we know. Before that, if somebody said wash your hands and legs coming into the house, we used to laugh, all useless people. Now we know what they are saying is correct. So that way, upgrading yourself in spiritual knowledge is the most important. That is the primary education. So he says, Krishna says, you do this, I will deal with you. Okay, I got diverted a little bit, sorry. Yeah, 67. Who has to read? Pushkara? Yeah, Pushkar, read.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare
Idam te na tapaskaya na bhaktaya karajana na kasuruchavavatyam na chan mamyobhasutyati. Translation. This confidential knowledge may never be explained to those who are not steady or devoted or engaged in devotional service, nor to one who is envious to me. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Krishna. The confidential knowledge may never be explained to those who are not austere or devoted or engaged in devotional service, nor to one who is envious of me. See, simple example here is, here Krishna is telling the core qualities to whom we should not tell Bhagavad Gita. See here, why? You go to your class. You go to your class and wants to learn something. When you go with a clean mind, thinking what my teacher is telling is correct, let me learn, then your grasping will be different. If you think my teacher doesn't know anything, your grasping will be down. And you think, this, suppose your teacher says, there is a very intelligent student in your class. Now, so that student is able to grasp faster than you. So your teacher might either to motivate you or to motivate that child. He must tell, oh, this boy will come and do the maths. You think, why I should hear from this fellow? This fellow is my classmate. Why I should hear him? That means you are envious of him. So then whatever he teaches might be better than teaching by Krishna, by your teacher also, it won't get into your mind. So this kind of qualities, it is not that you should not teach them. Tell Bhagavad Gita. Here, it will not enter their mind, because the acceptance is what is important. It is in the, we used to say, no, you can take a horse to the pond, but you cannot make it drink water. Drinking has to be done by itself. You can only inject it from the mouth. It has to go naturally. So even the mind, only when it is open, it will go naturally. So people with these four qualities, don't teach them. Don't teach them means, here it is not that you should not teach them. They won't understand, is what he is trying to tell. 68. Jitesh.
Hare Krishna. Ya idam paramam guyam madbhaktesha abhidasyati bhaktim mai param kritva mamyesayat. Asmanya. Translation. For one who explains the supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is granted, and at the end he will come back to me.
Hare Krishna. For one who explains the supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed, and at the end he will come back to me. So Krishna is telling, one who explains Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam to others, they will be blessed with devotional service. That means we can only do devotional service when we have Krishna's blessings. That means Krishna is telling, when you teach Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam or something to others, then you will also be granted with supreme devotional service. And at the end, he will come back to me. He will go back to Krishna. So here I want to say something. I must thank you, children, wholeheartedly, that you have given me an opportunity to discuss. I am not capable of saying that I am teaching you Bhagavad Gita. My capacity is not that. I can only say that I am able to discuss Bhagavad Gita with you. So I have my greatest grateful feeling, and I am wholeheartedly thankful to all of you for attending these classes. And uh, as Krishna says, if there is any, if I get any blessing from Krishna for doing this, it's all because of your mercy. Thank you very much, children. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for attending these classes. And I'm very, 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 very grateful to you. And I only wish Krishna will bless me to continue these classes. Thank you very much. So all of you should also try to teach others whatever we are doing. 69. Harshit? Harshit, tell.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
न च तस्मा मनुष्येषु कश्चिन् मे प्रिय कृतमः भवता भविथा न च मे तस्मात् अन्य प्रियतरो भुवि. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. There is no servant in the world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear. That means in the previous sloka, Krishna said that I like people, or my blessings are there to the people who teach this knowledge to others. So Krishna, as we all know, who are we? We should never forget that we are nowhere just because we are part and parcel of Krishna. We are not Krishna. We are nowhere near Krishna. We are Anuvu and he is Vibhuvu. Means he is eternal. He is everywhere. And we are a small. I don't know what to say. What's small? So we are servant of so many servants of Krishna. So even though we are so small, Krishna is telling, my blessings will be there for him. And he is very dear to me. Again, I am telling you, thank you. If at all I have done justice to my work, I am thankful to all of you for making me dear to Krishna if I had done a proper service. And also, here, you also, this chain should never be broken. Here, I have not taken up this assignment just because I am a perfect this thing in Bhagavad Gita. I don't know anything about Bhagavad Gita. Teaching to you people made me read Bhagavad Gita at least once. So even you, please don't break this chain here. Whatever little you know, with your friends, you do a lot of gossip. In that gossip, try to put this. Try to put this. Somewhere they will also get connected. How are we connected here? Somewhere by our previous life's fortune, we got connected. So they also might get connected. At least one person should motivate one more person to get connected to this. That is enough for our life. That will take care that Krishna will take us back. Just motivate one person and let them become Krishna consciousness. That is enough. That person will go and motivate one more person. That way it is very important. You also should understand that please don't break the chain here. Either you can join your friends in Sloka Pandita, or you can keep teaching whatever you know. Even the small stories, what you learn, tell your friends. When in the class, you are asked to say something. You are in your schools, you are asked to participate in the elocution competition. Don't talk about that, this. You can talk about the importance of Bhagavad Gita. Why Bhagavad Gita should be learned? What is the moral of Bhagavad Gita? Like that, you can take your parents' guidance or some senior guru's guidance, and then you talk. Maybe one person in your school might get connected. Enough. That's enough for your life. So that way, Krishna will bless you. So understand, don't break the chain. Let the chain continue. Okay. So here one thing we have to be clear that just because if any one of you are enlightened with this Bhagavad Gita classes, it will be done only if I am a devotee. If I am not a devotee, and if I don't believe whatever I am telling, what is devotee? Believing what you are talking. If I don't believe what I am talking, then nothing will enter your mind. It will be ISKCON se USKCON this year se that year. How a devotee spreads his devotion is the power of a devotee. I think I must have told this story also many times. Once Narada got it out. They say what you call this satsanga. That means association with a devotee. Hearing from a devotee is very important. So Narada goes and asks Mahavishnu, Mahaprabhu, everybody says this. How can I understand this? Then he says, there is a parrot in that house. Go and say hello to that parrot. Then Narada Maharshi goes and says, immediately the parrot dies. Narada Maharshi is confused. Then he again goes back to Mahavishnu. Then Mahavishnu says, oh, did the parrot die? Then you go to that cow where the cow is giving birth to a baby. You go and talk to that. Then he goes and talk. Immediately the calf dies. Then again Narada Maharshi is worried. He goes to the Mahavishnu again. Mahavishnu says, the king has given birth to a boy. Go and talk to him. Then this man is totally confused. Till now it is only animals. Now if I go and talk to that king and the son dies, then I will be hanged. Then he goes. Then he says with lot of fear he goes. Then the baby boy smiles. He says, what is it? Then the baby boy, even though he's a baby, because of the blessings, he says, you don't remember me? Narada says, no, I was the parrot. Because of your association, such a wonderful association, all my sins were washed off and I got a better life of a cow. Cow's life is a very sacred life. And there also again, because of your association, I got a human life. In human life also, I got a very fortunate life of a son of a king. So this is the power of association. If we are pure, people around us will become pure. If we are sinful, all our friends. So in English, there is a saying, tell me who your friends are, I will tell you what you are. That means we normally go and associate with the children who are like-minded. So always try to be associate with not materialistic people, but devotional people. Not that I'm telling don't have friends or don't have, but you should always keep a watch on their mindset. What kind of people? How are they guiding? How does children get spoiled? All of you children are very clean-hearted, very nice. Where does the bad habit starts? You go out with a friend, like casually. One fellow keeps smoking and he says, you also smoke. He says, no, I don't smoke. Everybody laughs. Let them laugh. And says, no, don't smoke. Don't make it a habit like me. Just taste it once. And then, I don't want to taste. No, just once. So one thing, remember, anything bad will attract fast. Anything good will not catch you fast. Anything bad, something tasty to the tongue. In Telugu, we have something, I'm not getting it. Whatever is tasty to the tongue is harmful to the body. Simple logic. Like sweets are very tasty. They are harmful to the body. Very spicy things are tasty. They are harmful to the body. That way, even bad habits are easy to catch. There is a power of Maya. And because there is temporary enjoyment in it, we look at the temporary enjoyment. So you children, because this is the last class, I am telling you, anything bad side you are getting in, be watchful. Never ever do it for the first time. There is no first time. The first time will be forever. Ever we will do it. Just remember it. Take it like the words of your grandmother. And then do never ever do anything bad. Whatever is the 4 habits, what is said as per the scriptures, we should not do, never ever do. Okay, so everything is bad. Those 4 things, whatever we are not supposed to do, don't do. You know what those 4 things are. I need not tell you. It is, it is intoxication, non-vegetarian, what is that one? Illicit sex, and what is that? Gambling. Gambling also, that is the most dangerous thing. We don't know that we are gambling. Because we think gambling means sitting and playing cards. No. Anything can be gambling, lot of things. And anything that we are getting free of cost is a gambling. Anything free of, because we become lazy. The moment we start enjoying something free, understand one thing, in this world, The only thing that is free is Krishna's blessings. And next is parents' love. Nothing else in the world is free. In this material world, nothing is free. So anything that is coming freely to you, never ever get attracted to it. If you get attracted to it, you are over. That's all. So remember that. That is all. Gambling. Gambling means nothing. You need not sit and play. Even in the day-to-day life, just remember what is gambling. That is gambling. Sorry, because this is the last class, I'm a bit emotional and I'm just going out of the day. Okay, right. 70. Now who has to read? I forgot. Who has to read now? 70. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. All of you are sleeping? Okay, one of you read. Anybody is okay?
Mataji, can I?
Yeah, Pushkar, please.
Adyasyati cha ya imam dharmayam samyadam ayo jnananyanya taniham istha syam iti me mati. Translation. And I declare that he who studies this scared conversation of ours worship me by his intelligence. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. And I declare that he who studies this sacred conversation of ours worship me by his intelligence. That means what is this sacred conversation? Is the discussion between Arjuna and Krishna. That is nothing but Bhagavad Gita. Who studies this conversation? Krishna is declaring that he is an intelligent man by his intelligence. That means here, and I declare that he who studies this sacred conversation of our worship, worship me by his intelligence. That means who understands. Studies means not just reading A to Z. It is studying means reading is just scanning through it. Studying means you have to understand the gist of it. Who studies this, he is an intelligent man. That means what is intelligence? See, you are writing your exam. A student might sincerely study, make a sincere effort and get 80 marks. And one more crooked boy, he might do some cheating, take some slips and copy, and he might get 90 marks. Who is intelligent in this? As the materialistically, temporarily, that day when you look at it, you will think, that fellow is so intelligent. He enjoyed all the time and finally he got slips and then passed, got 90%, whereas I studied, worked so hard and I got 80. But what is the use? What is the purpose of all these studies? What is the purpose of studying is to improve your knowledge. So tomorrow, what is this studies for? Improving knowledge and then getting some job and earning. That is the material study what we are doing now. Tomorrow when you take up the job, a person who has understood the subject will perform more and he will grow in his profession and life. A person who has copied and passed will not be able to do. He will not pass in the interview itself. There also if he has manipulated, he might get, but tomorrow in the job, he cannot do. So here the temporary benefits is not intelligence. That means intelligent means understanding the thing in the right way is intelligence. Understanding it properly, doing a proper job is intelligence. Not a small benefits, whatever we are getting is not intelligence. Okay. 71. Jitesh, read.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anasyata Kranyada Dunara Suti Mukta Subala Lokan Prayadyate Punya Karmana. Translation. And one who listens with faith and without envy becomes free from sinful reactions and attains to the auspicious planets where the species dwell.
Poised well. And one who listens with faith and without envy becomes free from sinful reactions and attains auspicious planets where the poise dwell. Poise means the sacred people live. So here Krishna is telling one may listen to it with faith. That means they may not have faith on Bhagavad Gita, but he can have faith on his teacher. For whatever reasons, he listens to it without envy. Means no envy on the teacher. You have faith on whenever you listen, anything, anywhere you listen, don't think that they don't know anything. Just give a proper hearing and then use your mind, your intelligence, and analyze whether it is correct or not. Never close your mind. Whenever you are learning something, keep your mind clean as a white paper. Only then somebody can write something on it. Have faith. And so if somebody has no faith on Bhagavad Gita, but he might have faith on his guru. Oh, this man is telling, so maybe whatever he's telling is correct. Let me hear it with a positive mind. Maybe he's talking right. And then also it can sometimes, because previously Krishna said, whoever has no faith, don't tell them. But it is not that to be arrogant about people. See, there are two reasons for not having faith. One is arrogance, one is ignorance. Like we really don't know about Bhagavad Gita. Being a Hindu also, we don't know that there is a book like this which talks about the way of life and things like that. And because of that, we may not have likings. Like recently, a very close person of me, he was telling, Bhagavad Gita, everything is good, no doubt. There is everything is good, but what I don't like is, in that Krishna says, I am God, I am God, I am God. That is something I don't like. How can he say that he is God? So that is not right. So that is not right. So here, so what happens is, so here it is ignorance what he is telling, that because he did not read properly, he did not read properly Bhagavad Gita, he did not get a proper idea. Some foolish fellow on earth must have said, because I know the person who told me this, that he believes in a guru, a Sai Baba. So he thinks he believes in him. So when he hears that in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I am God. So he is thinking, if I read this, then how can Krishna say that he is God? Not right. So that way, that is with a closed mind. So never ever unless then I asked him, have you read Bhagavad Gita? No, somebody told me this. Have you understood Bhagavad Gita? Try to listen to Bhagavad Gita under a proper guru, and then you come and comment with me whether what Krishna said is wrong or not. Then we will discuss about it. Until then, I don't want to discuss with you, because you are with a closed mind. He's a grown-up boy, and he is very strong saying that no, Krishna is talking like this. He's saying, I am God, so I don't like. One hand, he prays Krishna also. He believes in Krishna also. But he doesn't want to believe that he is the only person. There are many more. That is what he thinks. So, so here, but here one more thing what is important is, even then, when we go and talk in public, the advantage, just now I told you, when you go to your school and start in your elocution competition, talk about Bhagavad Gita, maybe one child in it may get converted, because till then, because of ignorance, he has not talked, he has not listened to Bhagavad Gita. Now he came to know about Bhagavad Gita. So always talking in public about Bhagavad Gita is very good. Never ever feel shy to talk about this. So always try to enlighten the ignorant people. That is one thing very important. Next, 72. Oh, now Harshit, please. 72. Almost come to an end.
Hare Krishna Mata.
Yeah, Hare.
Kachet etach
Prasthit etat. You're there? You're muted, Harshit.
Hare Krishna. Kachit etat shatam partha tvai ka grena chetasa kachit ajnana samoha pranastaste dhanam jaya.
And yeah.
O son of Pratha, O conqueror of wealth, have you heard this with an attentive mind, and are your ignorance and illusions now dispelled? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Now Krishna has concluded whatever he wants to say. So naturally, the question what we say is, have you listened to me? I talked all this time. Did you listen to me? Did anything enter your mind? This is a natural question all of us get. The same thing Krishna has also asked. Have you heard this with an attentive mind? And are you ignorance and illusions displayed? That means till now you are thinking, I am killing, I am killing. So that kind of an illusion and ignorance, has it gone? So Krishna has asked the question. That means he is asking us, have you listened to Bhagavad Gita properly? Have you put your mind in it? So he is asking, so we should answer ourselves. Have we put our mind into it? Yeah, 73. Yeah. Now till now Krishna's, this thing is over. Now Arjuna is talking. Yeah, Pushkar. Very important sloka.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Arjuna vacha nastu moha smritir labdha tvat prasadan maya chutha sitosmi gata sandeha krasya
Very
vachanam tava. Translation. Arjuna said, my dear Krishna, O infallible one, my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. I am now firm and free from doubt, and I am prepared to act according to your instruction. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So now Arjuna, see in the beginning, Arjuna has put so many questions. He was asking you, okay, you said this, but what about this? You said that, you about that. Now that he is fully convinced on what Krishna has, he concluded in one sloka. So Arjuna says, my dear Krishna, O inflammable one, my illusions are now gone. Arjuna, Krishna has asked him, no, have your illusions gone? He says, yes, they are gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. What is regaining my memory? What is that memory? Krishna, Arjuna never had any memory loss. What he lost is illusion. Thinking that this is the material world, my grandfather, my uncle, my thing. He forgot the original connection with the God. We all of us have lost our memory that we are the children of Lord Krishna, and we are eternal, that we are part and parcel of Krishna. This is the memory we all lost. So that memory Krishna Arjuna has gained back. Now I am firm and free from doubt, and I am prepared to act according to your instructions. So now no more doubts. See, when we have a doubt, is my teacher correct? We'll have a doubt whether to follow whatever he said. When we know I am a son of my parents only, sometimes when our parents behave very harsh with us, very strong with us, am I really their child? That is a doubt we get. So that kind of doubt, when they clarify, it goes. Then when we are convinced that we are their children, they love us, we are ready to do anything for them. Why are your parents ready to do anything for you? Because they know the connection. Similarly, we also, when we know the connection with Krishna, we are ready to do anything for him. So here he is telling, all my doubts are gone. I am prepared to do whatever you have said. See, this is a transformation. Initially, it was confusion. Now he has got clarity. In the beginning, he asked this sloka, no karpanya dosho nahatas swabhava. So he's telling, that time he said, you please guide me. I'm confused. I don't know what to do. Now he's telling, no confusion. I am very clear. So here, so not to have this confusion, normally we think Bhagavad Gita should be studied by retired people after 60, after 70. What is the use of learning then? Okay, because you have not learned in the young age, you are learning then, that's fine. But if you learn at the right age, like your age, the benefit is if it really sinks into your body, you will be able to apply in the life. You are tomorrow's future. When you are tomorrow's future, you should it should be there in your thoughts every minute. And so then only there will be a transformation in this world. The world will turn into the right direction. So, not to think that I will study at my leisure every minute. So here you should understand this Bhagavad Gita. Normally people say that, Amma, no Bhagavad Gita in the house. If you have it, there will be Kurukshetra war. Yes. Are we not all of us facing Kurukshetra war? Every minute is a war in our life. So the same war, but here the Kurukshetra war, because of Bhagavad Gita, the person who learned Bhagavad Gita won the war. Remember that. When somebody says, if you have Bhagavad Gita in the house, there'll be war in your house, you ask them, is there no war in your house? It may not be fighting with knives, but every minute are we not fighting about some wars? And most of the time we lose. But if you have Bhagavad Gita's understanding, if you have Bhagavad Gita in your house, like Arjuna, I am going to win the war. Be so confident about Bhagavad Gita. When you talk about Bhagavad Gita, you should talk confidently, not half-minded, swallow half and talk half. Say, that is what. You should be so strong. That will only put you in the right direction in your life. Have 100% clarity. Then these are the concepts of life. That means if you know the concept of a mathematical problem, you can solve any problem with that concept. If you by heart a mathematical problem, the next problem you cannot do. So this is the concept of life. So here, see here understanding, what did Krishna teach? He never in the war, he never so told that you should fight like this, you should fight like this is the war strategy, that this. What did he speak? He spoke about various types of foods. He spoke about various types of works. He spoke various types of varnas. He spoke about material nature, spiritual nature. He spoke about the banyan trees, reversal banyan trees, and the various things he spoke. He never spoke about hardly any words he spoke. He gave the concepts of life. So always remember these concepts in your life. And in the last line, what he said is, act according to your instructions. After telling everything, Krishna said, do what you like. Finally, you do what you like. So, here we have to be very clear that Krishna never forced Arjuna. He only gave him the concepts. Now Arjuna has no fear. As Krishna, why no fear? Because Krishna promised, I will take care of you. So when your father says, okay, you jump from there, I'll catch you down, you will jump. An unknown person does, you won't jump. So when you're sure that there is somebody down, you are asked to jump into the swimming pool, you will get fear. Then you know the water there will give you a spring action, you will come up. Or there is somebody down who are going to catch you, you will jump. So that kind of confidence Krishna gave to Arjuna, and so Arjuna is ready to war. So this concludes the discussion between Arjuna and Krishna. Krishna stopped, and now Arjuna has concluded in one sloka. Yeah, now who next? Who is next? I'm so much involved, I'm forgetting who spoke. Jitesh, you? 74?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, read. Who read? I don't remember who read.
Iti yoga devasya madhyasa paratyasa matmaham samvedam asuvam abhuta. Translation. Sanjaya said, thus have I heard the conversation of thoughts, Krishna and Arjuna. And so wonderful is that message that my heart is standing on end. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Now Sanjay is going to conclude. Sanjay said, thus I heard the conversation of two great souls, Krishna and Arjuna. And so wonderful is that message that my hair is standing on end. When does our hair stand? When something, you know what it is, no? Something very exciting, very, means a feeling which comes every drop of our blood react to it, then our hair stands. It can be bad or good. Normally with happiness only our hair stands. So here the Arjuna is telling the conversation is so beautiful. It is so great. I have heard. So my hair is standing. That's why Sanjay said. Harshit. Harshit reads.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Vyasya prasadach shrutawan etadgahyam aham param yogam yogeshwarat krishnat sakshat katayatah swayam. Translation. By the mercy of Vyasa, I have heard these most confidential talks directly from the master of all mysticism, Krishna, who was speaking personally to Arjuna. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. By mercy of Vyasa, I have heard these most confidential talks directly from the master of all mysticism, Krishna, who was speaking personally to Arjuna. How can this Sanjaya and the Dhritarashtra were sitting in at the capital city, and the war is happening at Kurukshetra. So, how did they hear? Because of the great blessings of Vyasa Maharshi, which he has given to Sanjaya, so that actually he would have given the same thing to Dhritarashtra, but inside the heart, Dhritarashtra knew that his children are going to die. So he wants to know what is happening in the war, but he knows he cannot see his children dying. So he allowed it to be given to Sanjaya, so that Sanjaya will tell him what is happening. He need not see the disastrous things. So by mercy of Vyasa, it is other than Arjuna, Vyasa also could hear the Bhagavad Gita. So directly, Krishna directly speaking. See, this Bhagavad Gita is so great, even listening to like fallen souls like me or very, I can never claim myself also as a devotee, that kind of a person like me, but hearing it from the mouth of Krishna, what a blessing it is. So, Sanjaya is telling, I'm so fortunate because of Vyasa, I am able to do this. Yeah, Pushkar is not there. Okay, Jitesh. Last two. Yeah. Yeah.
Samvaddam imam abdatam kesava dhruvayo punyam pasyayam yamicha mahurmuhu. Translation. O King, as I repeatedly recall this wondrous and holy dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, I take pleasure being thrilled at every moment. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. O King, I repeatedly record these wondrous and holy dialogues between Krishna and Arjuna. I take pleasure being thrilled at every moment. So he's so excited to listen to this. See, no, it is not a small thing. See, like example I told about this Narada, just association with Narada itself gave so much of fortune to the parrot. And just imagine the fortune what Sanjaya has got by listening directly from the mouth of Krishna. I repeated. That means he will from then he will continuously start the same slokas, memorizing something very nice. You watch a beautiful movie, the same thing, the whole night you will start memorizing. It happened like that. It happened like this. It happened like that. So that way, Sanjaya is going to memorize it the whole day. I take pleasure being thrilled at every moment. He was so thrilled and excited to get new something. You do a problem or you do a project which has come out very well. How much thrill you will be. Even the thrill and you will attain a lot of pleasure. That way, Sanjaya also has got a lot of pleasure in getting it. So, 77. Pushkar. Yeah, Pushkar. Harshit, read. Harshit.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Tacha samastritya samastritya rupam ate अभूतम हरे वैसा मायो में महान राजन पश्यामि च पंचम
Puna.
पन पुनः पुनः translation. O King, as I remember the wonderful form of Lord Krishna, I am struck with wonder more and more, and I rejoice again and again. Hare Krishna.
O King, I remember the wonderful form of Lord Krishna, because during this he has shown his Vishwarupa, no? So that he must be remembering. I am struck with wonder more and more, and rejoice again and again what he has seen. He is memorizing that Rupa, whatever he has seen, Krishna telling Bhagavad Gita, Krishna showing the Vishwarupa, all that he is memorizing and enjoying and more. That means he is very clearly telling your sons are going to lose. Now, Pushkar, will you tell? Last one, last sloka. Hare Krishna, Pushkar. Hare Krishna. Pushkar, are you there? Or Jitesh can tell. One of you tell.
Mataji,
Yeah, tell.
Hare
Read.
Krishna.
Correct.
Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Patra Dhanadhara, Tata Shri Vijayo Bhutri, Dharava Nitri Mantri Mam. Translation. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archery, there will also certainly be appearance, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here the last sloka here Sanjaya is concluding that wherever there is Krishna, the master of mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will be also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion. So he very clearly Sanjaya is telling that the victory is going to be theirs, not yours. Your sons are going to lose. Very clearly Sanjaya has told. Whenever Krishna is there, there is victory. That is what he has told. So, so wherever, so here we have to understand that it is to us that wherever Krishna is there, he is going to win. So here we also have to remember that if Krishna is there in our lives, we are going to win. We will become Arjuna. We have to be very clear. Never be doubtful about your victory. Victory is not the material victory. Victory is the spiritual victory. All of us have to plan to go back to Godhead, to go back to Krishna, go back home. This should be our aim. So we all, again, I want to tell you one thing. 1 minute. Okay, I'm so bad. There's no video for me. No, my video is gone. Okay. So this concludes Bhagavad Gita, that we have to invite Krishna to our lives, and we have to be servant of Krishna, be obedient to him, surrendered on to him, and then win this material life. And again, I'm telling you, I'm very grateful for this discussion on Bhagavad Gita. Thank you all of you once again who are attending these classes and who have, if at all somebody has seen in YouTube, to them also. Grateful to you all again, and I wish you all the best. Let us carry this Bhagavad Gita forward. Let us not stop this here. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Sri Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, dear children. I love you all. And regarding continuing this class for Bhagavatam, see, this is where I tell you the Krishna's blessings. Because hardly any children have responded, I thought I will not be able to continue. So fortunately, what happened is, one Prabhuji called me saying that I have some half dozen children with me who has to be taught with stories. Will you be able to take care? I have told Bhagavad Prabhuji that I am stopping from next week. Suddenly this call has come. Then before that, Balgovind Prabhuji said, Mataji, if your intention is serious, don't worry, Krishna will send somebody. And suddenly half dozen children landed. So most probably I will take the Bhagavatam classes. Either it will be from next Sunday or one more Sunday, because I have to form the group again. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you once again, all of you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.